Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Smackdown Ring Report. Smackdown was the night as the WWE draft started with all the eligible superstars, where they was landing on the blue brand. Some was going to Raw, some was going to SmackDown. You'll be shocked and see who left Raw going to SmackDown, who's leaving SmackDown going to Raw. Also, too, we have new matches as well, like this one right here. The rivalry continues with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. But added on bonus is Sasha Banks puts herself into the title contention. We found out that WWE told us that Crown Jewel, these three women will compete for the SmackDown Women's title. But will there be implications going forward with this match? Plus, the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournament will start. Well, we know the historic King of the Ring, but the Queen's Crown tournament we've been talking about for a long time will be in effect as well. Also, too, the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar made a rare appearance on SmackDown, and he's going to be in a championship match with Universal Champion Roman Reigns as well. Universal Champion Roman Reigns as well. So, as the WWE draft concludes and begins, we get things started right now on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Diggs here. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. We talk about the WWE Draft Night. First things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe in this camera. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right, we got a lot of things to get into. As you see right here, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. A lot of moving and shaking this week. A lot of people want to know what's going on with Charlotte and Becky. We'll get to it later on in the show. All right. We kick things off with Brock Lesnar making his force be known. Brock Lesnar attacking Universal Champion Roman Reigns and put him on the notice that he's coming for the Universal Championship. He's coming soon, and the two will meet at Crown Jewel for the Universal Championship. And you kind of wonder with Paul Heyman where he stands in all this, but we'll get to it. Let's see right here, Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman looking a little bit scared and nervous. But you won't believe what Roman Reigns told his cousins if his cousins does not stay on SmackDown as tag team champion. But we kicked things off, and then there was the same beatdown too. But um, Roman was going to help his cousins, but he left his cousins left for dead by the hands of Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar will meet Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. The WWE draft starts. As you see, Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce will be the hostess of ceremonies, or whatever you want to call it. Prior before the last two drafts with Stephanie McMahon, so I guess they said it makes seem sense. As Sonya and Adam Pearce are the ones to make the draft decision. And you saw right there, SmackDown wastes no time with the number one pick, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns stays on the blue brand. So Roman Reigns is the top dude in the company. On the top champion on SmackDown. SmackDown wastes no time whatsoever. Also, too, Raw got a pick by keeping Big E. God, that goof. He's the WWE champion. And Raw had to make sure they keep their championship intact. But big shocker right here. Drew McIntyre wasn't no surprise. He's going to SmackDown. So Drew McIntyre leaving Raw, going to SmackDown. Another surprise was Charlotte, who's the current Raw Women's Champion. She's moving from Raw to SmackDown. What does that mean for the Raw Women's title going forward on SmackDown? On time will tell on that. Let's see. So at that, Kevin Owens was in action against Happy Corbin, an impromptu match, and Happy Corbin has the assistant Madcap. Got that Madcap something. Madcap dude did more effect after what they done to Kevin Owens, beating him down in a double beat down last week. So the two fighting each other, you know, as you see right there, kick. But Kevin Owens, unfortunately, didn't come out winning. We lost to Happy Corbin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So Edge, you see right here the radar, Superstar Edge came to Seth Rollins' request. He was looking for Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins asked for him to be here. Edge showed up. Edge wanted to meet Edge to meet Seth Rollins one-on-one. Well, Edge continued on doing his rant. We don't know yet where the match will be between Edge and Seth Rollins. Where they're gonna go with this. We found out Edge is officially, and Edge talked about it too. He's officially leaving SmackDown, going to Raw. Edge with that plus twos. You see right here, Seth Rollins told Edge he was gonna meet him, and Seth Rollins met Edge somewhere with Edge. Edge's house. I mean, you can take it there and be a little bit further, but it's like crossing the line away. Edge and Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins took it there. Seth Rollins went to Edge's house and tried to be territorial, try to eat the man's snacks and stuff. And that's one thing you don't do. You don't trespass nobody's house. You really don't. But Seth Rollins thought he had to. Seth Rollins went to Edge. Edge had to call his recruits, Beth Phoenix, and the rest of the people. So it's getting very, very personal. The only thing that many people are asking, like, will this continue on Raw? And I believe it will continue on Raw. This is far from over between them two. They're gonna take that rivalry to Raw. So look for that coming up forward on Raw between Edge and Seth Rollins. Also, too, another match that could be the last match. I know it's gonna be for Carmella and Liv Morgan. They might take that to Raw. Well, Carmella, the most beautiful woman in WWE, took on Liv Morgan one more time. These two met at Extreme Rules, but Liv Morgan got the win over Carmella. Carmella had said her face was broken over the fact by Liv Morgan a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, and Liv Morgan asked her for a chance for a one-on-one match. Well, the match was that Carmella wearing a mask that looks like the movie mask to take out Liv Morgan. Carmella tried to hit the face buster and got the 1-2-3 over Liv Morgan. So she was getting her comeuppance over Liv Morgan. Also, too, the New Day. I mean, you reunite them with Biggie, and what we talking about right here is this: you reunite them. Last year, Big E got drafted to SmackDown, New Day got drafted to Raw. And then when they vice versa, New Day gets drafted to SmackDown, Big E gets drafted to Raw and win the title. I mean, it's the most crazy. It's crazy, but it happens. Well, the New Day teamed up with the Street Profits to take on the team of Chad Gable and the Dirty Dogs. in a 8-man tag team match. You see Chad Gable working on Montez Ford's ribs, uh, soften them up. Or didn't see that coming. That he had an impressive showing last week against Roman Reigns. You see Montez Ford drop kicking Dolph Ziggler, giving Dolph Ziggler the business. But the New Day and Street Profits won. And a lot of people saying, would the Street Profits switch brands? Only time will tell. We'll see this Monday live on Raw. Also, too, Bianca Belair, Raw's newest draft pick, took on Sasha Banks, who hasn't been eligible to draft this week. Well, Sasha Banks came back this past week for the Screen Rules and cost Bianca Belair the SmackDown Women's title. She did so in effect by drop kicking Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair took Sasha Banks to the mat. You see Sasha trying to hold herself. Becky Lynch was on commentary, observing and watching Bianca Belair doing a magnificent moonsault onto Sasha Banks. But the problems continue to mount as Becky and Bianca with their issues and stuff over this dubious championship match. And Bianca Belair was trying to get back in the ring until Becky Lynch made the distraction, caused her the distraction on what she did, pulling Bianca Belair's hair, and Sasha Banks rolled her up 1, 2, 3 and got the win. And all of a sudden, the new SmackDown's newest acquisition to the brand, Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, kicking away at Sasha Banks' head. And she's kicking away at Bianca Belair's head. And then you got the two women's champions, the two brand women's champions, standing tall in the ring, raising their championships. And you got to wonder, like, what's going on? So we know this. We know that Charlotte is going to Charlotte is going to from Raw to SmackDown. She's the new champion. But what does that mean for Becky Lynch? Will Becky Lynch be drafted to Raw? Only time will tell. I believe so because you can't have the two of them meet like that. So I think they're gonna do like what they did with the Street Profits. They're gonna swap titles, and Charlotte will be the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and Becky will be the new Raw Women's Champion. The championship Becky vacated. Becky will be a new champion once again for that division. So look for that. As I said, the WWE draft continues this Monday night on Raw. As you see right here, we saw Charlotte moving from Raw to SmackDown. Would it be the same? Roman Reigns stays on SmackDown. We know Bobby Lashley and Becky Lynch, what their fate will be heading forward coming this week on SmackDown. So the WWE draft, some of the highlights of the SmackDown was Brock Lesnar returning and trying to get his challenge. And then it was deja vu all over again with Brock Lesnar and Jeff Hardy. A 20-year revisit. Remember this rivalry when Brock first came in the WWE, and he with that. But also too, Hit Row will be coming to SmackDown too. Hit Row, the hottest group in NXT, is making that leap from the NXT to the main roster. They'll be on SmackDown. I just hope Vince McMahon does not screw them up. He screws them up. That's it. He said, I don't understand him. You ain't got to understand it, Vince. So let it be. Like I said, we saw all this. The draft continues ongoing. As you see the ongoings, Roman Reigns and Big E, the two world champions for their respective shows. Drew McIntyre going to SmackDown. Charlotte Flair going to SmackDown. So Sonya Deville and I'm conducting this right here. Carmella covering her face. I mean, why do they do that to Carmella? Really? Why are they really doing that? Come on. And Brock Lesnar making his return to terrorize Roman Reigns and terrorize anybody in sight. Brock Lesnar looking forward to getting his hands at Roman at any time, any place. We could see at Crown Jewel in a couple of weeks. And then you see the Cream. We'll talk about that later. That was it from SmackDown. All right. Um. All right. We continue on with hot topics. Hot topics this week. Well, hot topics we can talk about right now. Um. We found out this week that Stephanie McMahon has been named Forbes CMO. Well, you know, everyone knows Stephanie is the CBO of the Chief Brand Officer. So WWE Alliance. So Stephanie McMahon being named for CMO, influential CEOs. So Stephanie McMahon putting her footprint into the world of marketing and enterprise. Congratulations, Stephanie. Also, to Tony Storm announced that she's getting engaged to Juice Robinson. Well, Tony Storm came out as um, bisexual or something this year, and now she's engaged to get married. I mean, okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Plus, two, WWE announced that at Crown Jewel, Becky Lynch will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against two other women that's coming for the gold. Well, we know that Bianca Belair is heading to Raw. Would be the same fate for Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. What does that do for the SmackDown Women's title? Do they gonna have to swap those belts? I don't know coming forward on that one. It's saw Becky and Charlotte standing tall side by side, tall, around with the belt. So there could be a possibility going forward, swapping those belts. Also, too, Impact Wrestling announced this. They're having a new championship called the Digital Media Championship. I guess they trying to do like AEW with the TBS title, with the TNT title, and all the rest of the titles. They want to come up with their own niche. I mean, it's a good niche, but you could just say the internet champion or something. It would have been more simpler. The digital media champion. It's just too much to say. Just say the internet on the online championship. It would have been better. Online title. So the broadband championship. I figure. But they said it's gonna be defended on Impact and the Impact Plus. So going forward with that. Good for them. Also, too, the WWE starts the King of the Ring tournament in the Queen's Crown tournament. The King of the Ring tournament, the annual male tournament that's been a lot of male stars such as King Harley Race, Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, Kurt Angle, Booker T, that gave them a launching pad to become the King of the Ring. Recently, King Corbin, and now it's a new tournament that's added to it, the Queen's Crown tournament. So I guess it's gonna be sort of like the Queen of the Ring in a way. So we'll see going forward. The King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournament as well. It starts next Friday on SmackDown on the season premiere. Could Charlotte be eligible to be in the Queen's Crown tournament? Only time will tell on that. Also, speaking of Charlotte's fiance, Andrade, he'll be in action this week with him, Pac, John Moxley, Lance Archer, and two other mindless people, the Joker, compete for a World Championship match and a ladder match on Dynamite on this 2-year anniversary. So we'll see that. Plus, too, we saw on Rampage, Matt Hardy was supposed to help Jack Evans. Jack Evans lost his match to Orange Cassidy, which was a doozy. Orange Cassidy didn't see that coming, as you see right here. And then we probably might have a Rampage show. You see right here, Thunder Rosa trying to annihilate both Jay and Dia Rose. Thunder Rosa lost. Jay was the only one emerged victorious in the match. So Jay Carter doing her due diligence. All right, that is hot topics. All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching this edition of the SmackDown Report in Hot Topics. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. See you next time for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show.